Hi, everyone, and welcome to From the Ground Up. I'm Karol Weyman with Outdoor Coffee Shop, and I have the pleasure of being joined today by Dan at Sherwin-Williams H&C. Welcome, Dan.
Hey, yeah, very nice to be here. Yeah, happy to talk to you today.
Yeah, that's great. I would love to hear an introduction, a little bit about your background and how you came to Sherwin-Williams H&C and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Dan Hedberg, Assistant Product Manager for Concrete and Floor Coatings here at Sherwin-Williams, specifically responsible for the H&C Concrete Coatings brand. Been with the company for about 5 years now. Started out cutting my teeth in our protective and marine division, eventually finding my way over to our consumer brands group, where I am now managing concrete and floor coatings, as I mentioned. Really exciting space to be in. Obviously, a very specialized and more niche space when we think of exterior coatings, kind of more holistically, but a very exciting space to be in and one with a whole lot of opportunity. So again, very excited to talk about it today.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on. We would love to hear about how Sherwin-Williams plays a role, a little more detailed in the outdoor space.
Yeah, absolutely. So, outdoor living is nothing new. That's nothing new to Sherwin-Williams. So Sherwin-Williams as a whole has been around for close to 160 years now. Providing both professional contractors and DIYers alike with all their coating solutions, both inside and outside the home. And then H&C similarly is not new to this either. The H&C brand has been around for since 1929. So a lot of history there, a lot of focus specifically in the concrete coating space. So whether you look at Sherwin-Williams or the H&C brand specifically, I think the most important thing is to keep in mind that we've been around for a long time. We've been focusing on exterior spaces and concrete specifically for a very long time. Not new to this. This is something that we're very familiar with. And I think, when you go with a brand like H&C and Sherwin-Williams, you can be rest assured that you're getting a company that really knows what they're doing and has been really tried and tested out in the market.
I think that's great. And I don't know anybody that doesn't know somehow Sherwin-Williams and the brands that they represent. And they definitely have the test of time. They've definitely proven themselves. And I know, with outdoor surfaces, they take a beating from traffic and weather and water, chemicals, and sometimes even design demands, depending on the application. So what are the durability and appearance challenges that you see most often on pool decks, patios, driveways, that type of thing?
Yeah, no. So I think you hit it right on the head and why it's so important, to your earlier point, to go with a company and a supplier that you can trust like Sherwin-Williams and H&C. So with outdoor living spaces and floors specifically, to your point, they really take a beating. So whether you think about the northern states, like where I'm at here in Ohio, we got the brutal freeze thaw cycles in the winter, along with salt and all that other fun stuff. And then of course down south in climates like Florida, where H&C does a lot of business, you of course have the very harmful UV rays and just that really harsh sun and heat really cooking your surfaces all day long. So kind of unique things to consider depending on environment. But regardless, whether you're up north or down south, lots of things to take into consideration. To your point, when thinking about things like a pool deck, you got things like water immersion to think about. So think about the splashing. You got the water sitting on the pool deck, not being wiped up right away, oftentimes with an inferior coating that's going to lead to softening of the coating, kind of make it squishy, and it's going to start to fail that way. You also have discoloring to worry about. So fading, obviously with concrete coatings, we not only want our surfaces to be protected, but we want it to be beautiful too. So water immersion is a big one. And also chemical resistance when it comes to pool decks. And then to your other point, of course, there's vehicle traffic that comes into consideration too. Driveways and garage floors, very popular substrates and areas of the home for people to look for ways to spruce up for beauty purposes or to protect for performance reasons. There again, we have some chemical exposure to worry about. Think about all the nasty things that we store in our garage or that might drip off of our car. So you got gasoline, oil, transmission fluid, brake fluid, all that nasty stuff, which of course is going to try its best to eat away or at least stain a coating. So again, that's a lot of things to keep in mind. But when you're going with a company like Sherwin-Williams or with H&C, you can rest assured that we're testing all those things from top to bottom, and keeping those very rough and abusive conditions in mind when developing products.
Yeah, I mean, you think about all the different things that come to your surface, whether even if it's, I don't know, if you have alcohol, like you think if you're out, if you have like different types of things that can stain wine, you can have anything, or in your car pulling in with salt. All those things as
Hmm.
you're talking come to mind with all the things that can be a problem. So I guess, what kind of problem does that create for cruising customers long term if they're dealing with surfaces that fail, stain, or they wear down too fast?
Yeah, so keeping our more pro customers here in mind and thinking of this through, kind of like a contractor's lens. For these folks, time is money, right? When they knock out a project, they're looking to get paid and then move on to the next one. They're not looking to go back and fix projects that they've already gotten paid for and spend more money. They're looking to get new projects and make more money. So that's really the biggest thing why it's worth choosing a product and doing the right process up front, making sure that you get the lasting result the first time around versus having to invest additional time, money, and resources going back to fix a job versus, again, working on gaining new business and new jobs and making more money.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you think of the pressures with making sure your product succeeds. Where does Heavy Shield Plus fit into the equation for contractors who need stronger protection on concrete and masonry and other outdoor living spaces?
Yeah, so Heavy Shield Plus is a new product line for us. It's essentially our next generation super premium water-based solid color coating. It's a perfect choice for contractors for really the reasons that we've been talking about. Most notably, it's designed with supreme adhesion technology, essentially formulated with a polymer with a much smaller particle size than the existing Heavy Shield product uses. What does that mean? It can get down and bite into that concrete even harder, even more longer lasting than the current iteration of Heavy Shield that a pro may be used to using today. So great news there in terms of adhesion. Another thing that Heavy Shield Plus really excels at is tire resistance. Kind of goes hand in hand with adhesion. But again, thinking about driveways, things like that, subjected to heavy traffic. Heavy Shield Plus was designed with all that in mind. Going back to pool decks that we talked about a little bit ago, water immersion is a big thing. With inferior coatings, oftentimes we talked about how that can lead to softening or discoloration. Not at all an issue with this Heavy Shield Plus product. You're getting our very best water immersion resistance. So even areas like a pool deck, like a mud room, even a patio, anything else where you might have, rain, snow sitting there without getting dried up right away, rest assured your coating is going to stay beautiful and protecting that underlying surface for many, many years to come. Another unique benefit to Heavy Shield Plus, and this is the big one for contractors, is its compatibility with both water-based and solvent-based coatings. So oftentimes, if you're a contractor, you're showing up to a site and you don't know what was applied previously, either because it was applied by a previous homeowner, the current homeowner doesn't know what that coating is, or maybe it was applied by the current homeowner and they just don't have any left over, and they, hey, for the life of me, I can't remember what I put down. So for a pro, with a typical solid color coating, they would have to do necessary testing, like soaking a rag in xylene to see if that existing coating is water-based or solvent-based. Because typically, if it's water-based, you have to go with a water-based top coat. If it's a solvent-based coating, you got to go with solvent-based. Typically, the two do not play well together. But again, this is a really neat point of Heavy Shield Plus. So with Heavy Shield Plus, it is perfectly compatible with both water-based and solvent-based coatings. So if you're a pro showing up to a job site, no need to waste time or spin your wheels trying to figure out what's already on the ground. No need to tear it up if it's in good condition. You can rest assured that, as long as it's in clean, sound condition, the Heavy Shield Plus can go right over top with no compatibility issues. So again, kind of going back to that earlier point about time being money for these customers, anything that can speed up the process for them. That was also taken into consideration when developing this new product line, in addition to all the other good performance benefits that we touched on.
Wow, I love it. And I think, just knowing that you're constantly trying to improve product, you're constantly Sherwin-Williams agency trying to always make sure that they're listening to the customer and to the contractors, like when they're having problems or troubles, but coming up with that solution where it's going to save the contractor so much time and ultimately kind of just make the the customer not have to wait longer, try to figure some things out, troubleshoot. I mean, just coming up with a solution that can help them right from the get-go, I think is really, really what a great plus, and hats off to Sherwin-Williams and the products that they continually try to improve. So if you're a contractor, walk us through what contractors need to know about prep application and cleanup with water-based coatings like Heavy Shield Plus, and how that affects job timelines, crew efficiency, et cetera.
Yeah, so surface prep is definitely something you don't want to skimp on. And I think any pro listening to this probably already knows that. At the end of the day, you can purchase the most expensive, highest quality coating, but ultimately, if that underlying surface is not sound and properly prepared, you are going to run into failures. And again, with our customers, time is money. We don't want those failures. We don't want to spend money going back and fixing an old project. We want to be taking on new projects and making more money. So yeah, I mean, I think surface prep is something that you just can't get around. With Heavy Shield Plus, that's certainly the case too. Like with any project, the first step is going to be cleaning, degreasing. So we would recommend using our H&C concentrated cleaner degreaser. Really what that's going to do is get away any tough stains and built up grime that might be on that surface. Again, thinking about things like a pool deck or a driveway, things that have had oil dripping on them, or salt stains over the winter, whatever it may be. You're going to want to get all that cleaned away so that you have a nice, clean working surface to start with. After that, after cleaning and degreasing, the next step is going to be etching. This is a really important one. We recommend our H&C phosphoric etching solution, and really what etching does, it does a few things. Most notably and probably most noticeably, it roughens the surface. So if you have smooth concrete, that's not ideal for a coating, because again, that coating's got to be able to have something to grip onto. So what that etching solution is going to do is kind of help break down that top layer of the concrete and make it rougher, so that a coating has an easier job adhering to it. And then also the etching solution is going to get down into the concrete, open up those pores. Again, tying back all about the coating being able to get down into that concrete and grip it tightly. So those are probably the most noticeable and visual benefits to etching. But also, a lesser talked about benefit of etching is pH balance. This is especially important with water-based coatings. Solvent-based can be a little bit more forgiving in terms of being able to eat through some of those pH imbalances. But water-based, this is super important. Your concrete might look super rough. It might rapidly absorb water, so it's porous. So you might think you're good to go. I don't need to etch. However, pH is something that we can't forget about. Ultimately, you're going to want your pH level between 6 and 10 before you apply a coating. That'll give you a nice neutral surface that a water-based coating won't have issues being compatible with. And again, our H&C phosphoric etching solution is going to help you get there. So that's really the basics. Going to want to clean and degrease, and then you're going to want to etch. And then again, going back to kind of a unique feature of Heavy Shield Plus is if you were going over an existing coating, an additional step is that you would typically have to test that existing coating to see if it's water-based or solvent-based. However, that can be avoided with Heavy Shield Plus, again, given that it's compatible with both types of coatings. So that's really the gist of it. If you're going over bare concrete, got to remember to clean, degrease, got to remember to etch. And then if you're going over a bare surface, or a previously coated surface, those instructions will be very similar. The only difference there would really be etching. We do not recommend etching a previously coated surface, so you would just stop after cleaning and greasing.
Wow, that's great. I think, every contractor, those are pretty clear steps on what you need to do to make sure that it adheres correctly. As far as like maintaining it for the homeowner, like for the person that has it, what are good tips, and as far as making sure you get the most out of it after it's been laid, like it's for longevity of the product?
Yeah, no. So this is another thing that H&C Heavy Shield Plus was developed very intentional with this in mind, being very cleanable. It has excellent scrub resistance. So even if you have a tough stain that you really gotta get in there with a stiff bristle brush to really scrub hard at it, you can rest assured that coating is not going to start to lift up on you. So great news there. It's a very cleanable surface. Ultimately, I would again probably just recommend our H&C concentrated cleaner degreaser. If you're going over a surface for the very first time, you would typically use that at full strength. But to your point, if we're just talking maintenance, the coating's already been applied. I'm just looking to clean up a stain, I spilled my drink, whatever it may be. I would probably recommend taking that H&C concentrated cleaner degreaser, dilute it 1-to-1 with water, pour that over your surface with a watering can, and then with just a stiff bristle brush or maybe even just a mop, depending on the severity of the stain, go ahead and clean that up, and then just rinse clean water, and you're ready to go. Again, H&C Heavy Shield Plus was designed to be very easy to apply, very easy to maintain and keep looking beautiful, in addition to performing and holding up long term for you.
Wow, that's great. That's great information. As far as how long the product lasts, I'm sure it varies by region potentially because of the different, unpredictable weather or whatever it is. But what's the range and how long something this would last before you need to, reapply or maintain it in a different way?
Yeah, so with this solid color coating, unless something happens to it that does cause it to fail, there really shouldn't be any need to reapply over the years. If we were to be talking about something like a sealer or a waterproofer, those are more so things that you need to get in the habit of reapplying every 2 to 3 years for optimal performance, optimal water beating, and all that fun stuff. But really with this solid color coating, unless it gets to to the point where there's a stain you can't lift up off of it for whatever reason. Maybe it's been 5+ years of you parking your car on it in the same spot with oil dripping for 5 straight years. Ultimately, that would maybe be a situation where you would need to maybe put on a fresh coat to get you back to that day one brand new appearance. But again, ultimately, very, very cleanable, very easy to maintain product. So really, those kind of issues shouldn't be coming up for you.
Great. That's great to know. One of the other things I think about when I'm designing or I'm doing something in the outdoor space or, you want something to match. So do you have a lot of different colors that you offer or is it you're restricted to like 5 neutral colors or is there a little bit more of a palette for this?
Yeah, no, so that's another great competitive advantage for H&C Heavy Shield Plus. So tintable to thousands of colors, and we have custom color matching as well. So let's say you have an existing coating that's failing on you and you want that same color, but obviously you want it to not be failing and you want a brand new coating. You can take up, a chip of that existing coating to your local Sherwin-Williams store, get that color matched, or go to the Sherwin-Williams color wall, browse our literal thousands and thousands of different color choices. Also H&C, we have our own specific color palette as well. So whether you got a Sherwin color in mind or an H&C color in mind, you got thousands and thousands of options. So really giving you the choice to pick the best color for any project, indoor, outdoor, no matter where you are in the country, no matter what color your home is, no matter what your personal style is, really sky's the limit in terms of the customization and beautification that you can get with this product.
Oh, that's great to hear. I love that. Just as a funny question, perhaps, but what's the craziest color you've seen laid on concrete, whether it be in the garage or, the driveway or in the patio area?
Yeah, no, I would say I saw a pink before, and I would say pink. It was probably the oddest or maybe the most unusual choice that I personally have seen. Most common colors, I think probably not a shocker to anyone listening, are the grays. Black even is a big one for us, and then reds, and then into the kind of earth tones like tans and greens. Those are certainly the most popular colors. But again, if someone wants to get crazy and go with a pink or a yellow or any number of crazy colors, we have that customizability for them.
Well, I think that the more, to have that versatility is great because when people are thinking of their outdoor space and how they're expanding so much and they have some sports surfaces out there, sometimes you see a basketball court, you want to be able to accommodate some of the fun of being able to create this oasis in the backyard. And I think that's wonderful that, of course, and not that I'm surprised Sherwin-Williams would be able to come up with a lot of versatile colors and being able to make dreams come true for their clients. So how can outdoor living contractors find out more about all your products?
Yeah, so again, we're here to help. Ultimately, we think this is a great opportunity for folks that are already taking on projects in the outdoor living space. Let's say you're working on a deck or you're painting the exterior of a home. We encourage you to, maybe take a look at the concrete surfaces that you have at the project site. Think of other projects that you can tack on, expand your business with the help of Sherwin-Williams and H&C. And again, we're here to help with that. So you can visit us at both hcconcrete.com and sherwinwilliams.com, where we got everything from our product and safety data sheets to things like application videos, sell sheets, brochures, all that fun stuff. And then also you can reach out to us directly with any questions you may have at hc.concrete@sherwin.com, or reach out to us by phone at 1-800-867-8246, where we have a very experienced and very well-trained customer service team, ready and eager to help you out with any question you may have for them.
That's fantastic. And you can also find Sherwin-Williams H&C on outdoorcoffeeshop.com in our directories, and it'll lead you to their website and give you a lot of information that way as well. So in closing, is there anything you want to add to all that we talked about today?
Yeah, no, just again, thank you for having us. Really excited to talk to you. I got excited we got to highlight our new H&C Heavy Shield Plus product. This is a product that's been a long time in the making for us. Again, a lot of thought and design went into this product. We think it's a great fit to really kind of solve these pain points out in the market that I think we got to talk about today. And again, thank you for having us on, and really excited to talk to you and the community about our products and how we can help you guys out.
Yeah, thank you so much. We're really excited about the next phase of Heavy Shield, being Heavy Shield Plus, that's coming out to the market, and all the products that you guys offer, because it's really truly a gift that you're giving everybody in the outdoor space, as well as all the other indoor projects that people do with Sherwin-Williams. So that wraps up our time. Deanne, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. And, check us out. We have a lot of episodes happening here. So Karol Weyman is signing off for From the Ground Up. Thanks again.
Thank you.